Hey everybody, I want to do a quick update from scottparent.me. You may recall the last post I wrote was about Netflix and their plan, and I tore it apart at the time to spin off into a separate brand for their DVD by mail service and call it Qwikster. Well, apparently Netflix has come to their senses today announcing, and I quote, "It is clear for many of our members 2 websites would make things more difficult, so we're going to keep Netflix as one place to go for streaming and DVDs." Now, this was only announced 3 weeks ago, and the backlash was immediate and swift. And it started from things like there were complications immediately, right? People pointed out that the Twitter account for Qwikster was controlled by some stoner who couldn't spell sentences or string words together or seemingly not use the word bitches when he was describing something. So that was sort of an immediate problem, because as we know, when you're a brand, you need to think about all these sorts of channels that are available to you, and Twitter certainly a big one. The other piece was that people started to push back on the fact that it was 2 brands, 2 separate websites, 2 credit card charges on your statement. You essentially had to subscribe to 2 services for something that you were getting under one charge before. They didn't apologize for the price increase, which I still think is going to cause them some problems. But you know, they knew there was a problem. Since July, their stock has slid. The price has slid almost 60%, and they had to cut their forecast for the 3rd quarter by almost 1 million subscribers. They knew that they were in trouble. I think Reed Hastings is in some serious trouble there at Netflix. My prediction is that he's going to be gone before the end of the year. I think the board's probably had enough. But a company with the profile and with sort of the, you know, Netflix was a darling for a long time in what was done right in terms of a startup and how you can grow a business in the way you do it correctly. And they're just this idea of announcing new companies and then 3 weeks later scrapping them so publicly, and just, I mean, it's like Reed sat around with some buddies over a few beers and decided this plan, and then on Monday woke up and said, wasn't a great idea. I shouldn't have, you know, made this decision over beers. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But Netflix, you seldom see a company melt down like this so publicly. And in the face of, you know, and I'm reminded last week about, of course, Steve Jobs passing, still in our mind, the grace in which Apple handles even some of their biggest missteps compared to how Netflix is so publicly flubbing major brand decisions. It goes to show you the difference between a Steve Jobs and a Reed Hastings. So I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Is Reed out before the end of the year? I do think they made the right decision by not having this whole Qwikster brand, but the damage has been done. They publicly announced it, and now they're pulling it back with their tail between their legs. Seems a little interesting. I'd love to get your thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks.
It's the man with the master plan. I'm here to turn it out with the mic in my hand.